The Red Sea is a vital artery for global trade, connecting Europe and Asia through the Suez Canal. Every day, billions in goods, oil, gas, cars, electronics, move through these waters, making the region crucial for the world economy. Any disruption here sends shockwaves worldwide, impacting supply chains and prices. But today, the Red Sea is a flashpoint, where global rivalries and local conflicts collide. Military buildups are escalating, with nations deploying naval forces and establishing bases. Instability from nearby conflicts, like Yemen, spills into the sea, raising risks of piracy, drone attacks, and direct confrontations. The once stable shipping lanes are now unpredictable, turning this economic highway into a potential conflict zone. Control of the Red Sea means projecting power from the Mediterranean to the Indian Ocean. Nations are jostling for position, seeking influence and security in a rapidly changing world. The stakes are high. Whoever controls this waterway holds a strategic edge. As tensions rise, the actions of one country can trigger a domino effect, destabilizing the region. Understanding the Red Sea is key to grasping today's global geopolitical challenges. The world is watching, hoping to avoid a crisis that could affect us all. France's military presence in Djibouti is a legacy of its colonial past, now the largest French base in Africa. Strategically located at the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, it gives France a front-row seat to Red Sea traffic. The base supports counter-terrorism, anti-piracy, and intelligence operations across East Africa and the Middle East. It's also a vital training and logistics hub, preparing French forces for deployments in harsh environments. But Djibouti is now crowded, hosting US, Chinese, Japanese, and Italian bases. France must adapt, balancing cooperation with allies and competition with rivals like China. This crowded landscape forces France to constantly re-evaluate its strategy. Maintaining influence in the Horn of Africa is more complex and more important than ever. Across from Djibouti, Eritrea's port of Assab is emerging as a new strategic hotspot. Once quiet, Assab's location near the Bab el-Mandeb has drawn renewed international interest. France is making moves, seeking naval access to diversify its regional presence beyond Djibouti. A foothold in Assab would give France greater flexibility and surveillance over the Red Sea chokepoint. This is partly a hedge against growing competition in Djibouti and shifting regional alliances. The UAE previously used Assab for operations in Yemen, upgrading its facilities, now attractive to other powers. Russia and others are also eyeing the port, intensifying the race for influence. The transformation of Assab signals the Red Sea's escalating importance. Competition is expanding, creating new points of friction. The region's security landscape is growing ever more complex. The Red Sea is now a crowded arena of global competition. The US maintains a major base in Djibouti, vital for counter-terrorism and securing trade routes. China's first overseas base, also in Djibouti, supports its anti-piracy missions and Belt and Road interests. Chinese warships are now a regular presence, challenging Western dominance. Regional powers like the UAE and Turkey are expanding their influence, investing in ports and military bases across the Horn of Africa. The UAE seeks to secure trade and counter rivals, while Turkey leverages cultural ties to build its network. This scramble for bases brings rival fleets into close proximity, raising the risk of miscalculation. Each country pursues its own agenda, economic, political, and military. The Red Sea has become a microcosm of a new, multipolar world. Risk and opportunity now go hand in hand in these waters. At the heart of this drama is the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, just 18 miles wide, but critical to global trade. About 12% of world trade and much of its oil and gas pass through this narrow gap. Any disruption, conflict, attack, or accident could cripple global supply chains and spike prices. That's why so many nations are focused on this choke point, positioning forces nearby to keep it open. The ongoing conflict in Yemen has shown how vulnerable the strait is, with attacks on ships highlighting the risks. For naval powers, control here means rapid deployment between Europe and Asia. For regional countries, it's about survival. The competition for the Bab el-Mandeb is a contest for global leverage. Every new base and warship is part of this high-stakes game. The Red Sea's future hangs in the balance. International navies have curbed piracy, making shipping safer. Shared economic interests could encourage reluctant cooperation among rivals. But the risk of conflict is real. Military buildups and rivalries make the region volatile. A single miscalculation could spark a major crisis. Proxy wars and regional tensions add fuel to the fire. France's moves from Djibouti to Assab show how competition and security go hand in hand. The challenge is to manage this competition without letting it spiral out of control. A stable Red Sea is vital for the world economy. Conflict would mean global pain. The world is watching to see if nations can navigate these troubled waters and avoid disaster.